Have you ever found yourself caught in the same relationship patterns over and over again? Maybe you constantly feel misunderstood, or you're always picking partners who just can't seem to commit. Perhaps you push people away even when you crave closeness. It's frustrating, bewildering, and often deeply painful. And if you've ever wondered why this keeps happening, if there's some hidden blueprint guiding your relational choices, you're onto something profound. Because the truth is, many of our adult relationship struggles aren't random. They're echoes. Echoes of our earliest experiences woven into the very fabric of our emotional being during childhood. This isn't about blaming your past, but about understanding the powerful psychological forces that shape who you are in love, in friendship, in family dynamics. And most importantly, how to finally rewrite that blueprint. At the heart of this understanding is a concept called attachment theory. Developed by psychologist John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth, it basically says this: the way your primary caregivers responded to your needs as a child created an internal working model for how you view yourself, others, and the world of relationships. It's like an operating system for intimacy. Think about it. As infants, we are utterly dependent. We signal our needs, hunger, fear, discomfort, and we learn very quickly if our cries are met with comfort, indifference, or unpredictable responses. These early interactions aren't just about getting fed, they're about forming a fundamental sense of safety, trust, and worthiness. Now, as adults, these early patterns manifest as what we call attachment styles. There are four main ones: secure, anxious, preoccupied, dismissive, avoidant, and fearful, avoidant, sometimes called disorganized. Let's break them down because recognizing yours and your partner's is the first step towards transformation. First, the secure attachment style. This is the ideal formed when caregivers were consistently responsive, loving, and available. As adults, securely attached individuals tend to be comfortable with intimacy and independence. They trust easily, communicate their needs effectively, resolve conflict constructively, and have a balanced view of themselves and others. They're not afraid of commitment, but they also don't panic when alone. They navigate relationships with a quiet confidence that their needs will generally be met and that they are worthy of love. Then, we have the insecure styles, which often stem from more challenging childhood experiences, even what we might call micro-traumas. Consistent patterns of emotional neglect or inconsistency, not necessarily one big event. The anxious, preoccupied attachment style often develops when caregivers were inconsistent. Sometimes they were warm and available, other times distant or intrusive. This creates an anxious uncertainty in the child. Will my needs be met this time? As adults, this translates into a deep fear of abandonment. People with an anxious style often crave extreme closeness, become overly dependent on their partner, seek constant reassurance, and can interpret small relationship fluctuations as signs of impending doom. They might idealize their partner, struggle with boundaries, and internalize negative self-talk, often feeling unworthy or too much after. Their internal world is often buzzing with anxiety about the relationship, even when things are going well. Next, the dismissive avoidant attachment style. This typically arises from caregivers who are consistently unresponsive or dismissive of emotional needs, perhaps prioritizing independence over emotional expression. Children learn early on to suppress their emotional needs because expressing them often led to rejection or discomfort. As adults, dismissive avoidants tend to value independence above all else. They often find intimacy uncomfortable, distance themselves emotionally when things get too close, and may struggle to express vulnerability. They might be seen as self-reliant, even stoic. But underneath, there's often a deep-seated fear of relying on others and being let down. They can seem emotionally unavailable, prefer solitary activities, and may intellectualize feelings rather than truly experiencing them. Finally, the fearful avoidant or disorganized attachment style. This is often the most complex and is strongly linked to childhood trauma or highly unpredictable, frightening caregiving environments. Here, the caregiver might be both a source of comfort and fear. The child is caught in an impossible bind, needing closeness but fearing the person who provides it. As adults, this manifests as a push-pull dynamic. They crave intimacy desperately, yet are terrified of it. They might sabotage relationships, swing between idealizing and devaluing their partner, and experience intense emotional highs and lows. Their internal world is chaotic, struggling with trust, self-worth, and a fundamental sense of safety in relationships. They simultaneously fear abandonment and engulfment, creating a constant internal conflict that makes stable relationships incredibly difficult. So, why does understanding this matter? Because your attachment style isn't a life sentence. It's a lens through which you view relationships, a set of learned behaviors, and a pattern that can absolutely be rewired. This isn't about blaming your parents. It's about understanding the origins of your patterns so you can consciously choose a different path. The path to secure attachment, to healthier relationships, begins with self-awareness. First, identify your pattern. Which style resonates most with you? Think about past relationships, your reactions to conflict, your comfort with intimacy, your need for space or closeness. Be honest with yourself. This isn't about judgment, but clarity. Second, understand your triggers. What specific situations or behaviors from a partner activate your attachment wounds? Is it a delayed text, a critical comment, a partner needing space? When these triggers hit, your brain defaults to those childhood survival strategies. Learning to pause and recognize this is my anxious attachment activating or this is my avoidant pattern pulling away gives you power over it. Third, learn to self-soothe. Insecure attachment styles often involve externalizing emotional regulation, looking to a partner to calm you down, validate you, or make you feel safe. Begin to build your own capacity for emotional self-regulation. What helps you feel grounded when fear or anxiety arises? Deep breathing, journaling, mindfulness, a trusted friend, spending time in nature. You need to become your own secure base. Fourth, challenge your core beliefs. Childhood experiences can leave us with deep-seated beliefs like I'm unlovable, I'll always be abandoned, or others will always disappoint me. These beliefs are powerful, often subconscious. Start questioning them. Are they actually true or just old stories from a past self? Look for evidence to the contrary. Fifth, practice secure communication. This means being vulnerable about your needs and fears, setting clear boundaries, and actively listening to your partner. For anxious types, this might mean not demanding reassurance but calmly stating, I'm feeling a bit insecure right now and I need some connection. For avoidant types, it might mean expressing a feeling directly instead of withdrawing. It's uncomfortable at first because it goes against old programming. Sixth, choose partners wisely. When you understand your own patterns, you can better identify partners who exhibit more secure traits or who, at the very least, are also committed to their own growth and understanding. Sometimes, our insecure styles unconsciously gravitate towards partners who reinforce those very patterns. Breaking this cycle means making conscious choices. And finally, consider professional support. A therapist can provide a safe, consistent relationship where you can experience a corrective emotional experience. They can help you process past traumas, challenge old beliefs, and practice new relational skills in a supportive environment. This is often the most direct path to fostering earned secure attachment. Healing attachment wounds isn't a quick fix. It's a journey of self-discovery, compassion, and consistent effort. But it is one of the most transformative paths you can take for your personal growth because it fundamentally changes how you connect with yourself and how you experience love and belonging in the world. When you understand the psychology of your past, you gain the power to consciously sculpt a profoundly different future. And that, my friends, is true self-improvement.